Hi, here we are again with the 12th, Sacred Place number 12, 12th in the series of Sacred Place, which is a sub-series to Secrets of a Meta-Hermeneutical Master. And the title of this one is Sacred Place, Zen, and the Martial Arts. And everything that I talk about is related to other things that I talk about in this series. And so I've talked about koans, which I'll mention here again, and I made a statement that the best martial artists don't fight anymore. And the reason for that is something like this. We didn't talk much about the Mu koan yet, but it's a very famous Zen koan. And I'm going to give you a rendition of the Mu koan, not to reveal any secrets or anything like that, but to give you a clue in how the martial artist inside yourself doesn't fight anymore. So whether or not you're a practicing martial artist, the opponent is separation. And ultimately there is no separation. So we talked about the circulation of energy, which was the second eye movement and breath meditation. And that's pretty much the start of learning how to circulate energy. And there's a lot more to it. And so it's down the front, up the back with the eye movement and the breath, which is very much related to the microcosmic orbit of the Taoist tradition. So, why is it that the best martial artists don't fight anymore? Well, and what do? Well, I'll tell you, they teach other people how to use their every moment or their martial art or their sport or their relationships or their interaction with people, their every moment, how to make that your practice. So I'm going to be referring to the martial arts here, but it applies to everybody and everything. Because what's the opponent? The opponent is separation. And ultimately, and in reality, the truth, not in reality, the truth is that there is no separation. But in our made-up reality, things appear to be separate. So there we go again, talking about reality and truth, extension, projection, metaphor in symbol. I should have said truth and reality. And so let me give some more clues here as to the value of this and why the best martial artists don't fight anymore. There's a very famous Zen koan called the Mu koan. And the Mu koan goes something like this. Master so-and-so, a great Zen master, is walking in the garden with a young monk. And the master asks the young monk, there's a puppy going by, and the master asks the young monk, does the puppy have Buddha nature? And the young monk answers, Mu. Well, now, Mu, a lot of people interpret that to mean no, because that's part of what it does. The Mu means no, but it also means a lot more than no. It also relates to emptiness and shunyata. So they were just studying. The master had been giving his teisho, his lectures, on the Platform Sutra, I think it was at the time, where it clearly states that all sentient beings have Buddha nature. So the question wasn't, does the puppy have Buddha nature? So what was the question? And so in Chinese, you know, this Bodhidharma was in China. He went from India to China, becoming the first Zen patriarch, and some people think the originator of the martial arts, because the martial arts have their root in spiritual practice. And so when you're practicing, when martial artists practice their physical hu-ya-ya and all that stuff, boing, when they're practicing that, it's really a spiritual practice. Remember how I defined soma? And there's another clue. Soma as the divinization of matter. Soma is also thought to be the body. So we're going to get into, in future videos, about psychosomatids and relate that to how we create our reality in the quantum physics observer effect. So there's a lot of interesting things to come up, and how that relates to karma. So there's a lot of interesting things to come up. But now back to the Mu koan. So the young monk answered Mu, no, as some people think, but the Mu in Japanese, because we get that from the Japanese translation Mu, in Chinese, where this really happened and where Bodhidharma was, although that koan came much later than Bodhidharma, but Mu in Japanese, in Chinese is Wu, you know, like Wu Wei, Wu empty, you know. So now here's a clue. Okay, ask me in your mind right now. You're the monk, the master, and I'm the young monk. And remember, all this is appearing in your consciousness. So you're asking me, does the puppy have Buddha nature? And my answer is, woo! Well, it sounds like a little puppy, doesn't it? Woo, woo! In other words, the young monk, in passing the koan, does the puppy have Buddha nature? The young monk realizes that there is no separation between the puppy and himself. Did a light bulb go on? Okay, it will, because in the martial arts, who is the opponent? Is there an opponent that's real? So the best martial artists don't fight because their practice of all the years has been a spiritual practice. And that spiritual practice eventually takes you to sacred place. In that sacred place, all differences fall away. Remember how I've described it? All differences fall away. And so there really is nothing opposed to you there. There is no opponent. There's nothing you can fight. And if you do fight, remember the principle, what you defend against you make real. If you do fight, you're making the separation more real. So as a master, you teach people the process of removing those blockages through whatever art form, in this case, you know, the different martial arts forms. How you realize that in sacred place, or your true self in your essence, that there is no separation, there is no opponent, there's nothing to defend against, because if you did defend against something, you would make the projection more real. And it's not real. It's a projection. So there's been a lot of clues here in this short little video. Woo! The Mu koan. In last video on Zen, we talked about Shiki Shiki Fu, Shiki Ku, which supports what I'm talking about sacred place, because everything is okay just the way it is, until your mind comes in and makes up something other than what it is. So thank you very much, and we will go on to another video soon. Thank you.